Welcome to PariChai with Pulipaka. After a brief break of 2 weeks, I'm back with interviewing world's leading young influencers, young climate energy activists, and people who are making their mark in energy transition as well as in our grueling fight against climate change. Today, with me, we have an interesting guest who is my friend and also he is the chairman of BRICS Youth Energy Agency. BRICS Youth Energy Agency, which is almost a 5-year-old organization, has been making its mark in promoting awareness related to energy and energy transition in different BRICS countries. And with different initiatives and various youth engaging initiatives and events, BRICS Youth Energy has made their mark in the last 5 years. With me today, I have Alexander Kormishin, who is the chairman of the BRICS Youth Energy Agency. He has been chairman of BRICS Youth Energy Agency since 2017 onwards. He is a resident of Tatarstan, Republic of Tatarstan in the city of Almatvesk from Russia. And he graduated with honors from the Moscow State Institute of International Relations of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation with a degree in the World Economy and International Energy Cooperation. So welcome, Alexander, to the first episode of the second season of PariChai with Pulipaka.
Hi, I'm here. Thank you very much for welcoming. It's such an honor to be with you. It's great to see you again. Ever since we first met in 2018, as you were a delegate of the BRICS Summit.
Yes, no, I'm very, very happy to talk to you after a long time. And in fact, I like Russia a lot. People say I'm an Indian by birth, but a Russian by heart. And my Russian trip, where I was part of the BRICS Youth Energy Agency. Wow, very good. And that's a trip that actually had a very big impact on my life. The Youth Energy, the BRICS Young Scientist Award and all, they have changed everything for me, what I am. But thank you very much for accepting my invite, and I'm very happy to have you on the show. First of all, congratulations for Russian Federation for chairing BRICS this year. I know this year is not so easy, and I know there are a lot of challenges in general, but this year has made it more hard. But I'm pretty much sure under the able leadership of Russia, we can drive the BRICS agenda further. But coming back to you, BRICS Youth Energy Agency in the last 5 years has made a significant impact among youth in all the 5 BRICS countries. So what is the motivation behind starting BRICS Youth Energy Agency?
Actually, motivation was the following, that actually an energy agenda is not something that is like a real thing that unites all 5 nations. Countries are very far from each other, although energy is a great thing for each of them. But still, there wasn't an agenda that would like combine and unite all these 5 countries, which are pretty far from each other, like Brazil, Russia, India, South Africa, China, and the Brazil again. So, and actually, this is the reason why young people should collaborate and talk to each other to see where there is a prospect in establishing this energy agenda. Because our governments, although they're working hard, it's pretty difficult for them right now to find the existing areas where BRICS countries could collaborate in the energy field. Although there was an established the BRICS Energy Research Platform in 2018. So research is one of the areas that is where we've been involved since 2018 with our BRICS Energy Outlook, the project yourself. So the motivation is actually, as I told, so young people have to think about future energy framework, future energy cooperation that might be established within BRICS countries. And this is where BRICS Energy Youth Agency, so contributing a lot to find these frameworks and actually to listen to young people, because this is where the future belongs.
No, I fully agree. And BRICS countries form a major chunk of world's economy, world's population, world's landmass. So if you have Russia India and Brazil, if you combine those three countries, they form almost half of the world's land mass. And in terms of economy and resources also, they are pretty big. So it's a very unique initiative that you have taken up. And can you take us through the initiatives that you have at BRICS YEA, the Outlook and other activities?
Oh yeah, sure. Well, BRICS YEA is non-profit organization, so it doesn't earn lots of money. Completely doesn't earn money at all. So therefore, we had to concentrate and focus our activities on certain projects. We don't have many projects. Like we have 3 global projects. This is the BRICS Youth Energy Agency Summit, which is being held annually. The BRICS Energy Outlook. This is first and only international research driven by young people in the field of energy, so that our governments could see where young people think the industry would come. And we also have the BRICS Energy Agencies Network. This is our global platform, digital internet platform for young people to find each other. So actually, the platform serves as the main tool for doing the Outlook this year. Actually, I did the same last year. Yes. So these are our 3 projects. So generally, we're also doing a lot in terms of the promotion of sustainable development goals across BRICS countries based on our SDG platform. This year, we're starting collaboration with the United Nations major group on youth and children affairs. So they have established the SDG 7 constituency, and we're doing a lot to contribute to their activities. We are also working with official energy authorities on establishing national representative offices in all BRICS countries, because we believe that every nation has to be involved within its official energy and youth authorities with a large involvement of young people, so that annually we could meet and present results on what we've done in BRICS countries to drive energy agenda further. And what else? We've been pretty active throughout the year. We also have a really nice program, which is BRICS Energy Ambassadors, which is to be launched next year. And we are also doing quite a lot in terms of collaborating with universities and NPOs to expand our community and to find areas for cooperation.
No, that's excellent. That it seems like there are a plethora of initiatives that are aimed at engaging a lot of youth. And I'm very happy, especially for the Outlook, where you have mentioned that this is the first young people or youth-made report. And their perspective is often something that is not heard or not captured. But with this, it's, I think, a very good initiative that you're capturing their insights, their initiatives and all. Now, you interact with young people in all these 5 countries, more into Brazil and South Africa and India. So how do you see the role of youth in the energy transition and our transition from the conventional fuels to non-conventional energy sources?
Well, I see that young people are more easy to adjust to the new conditions, to the newer challenges of the present, including the pandemic, including the oil prices fluctuations. So the world, let's say, the image of energy is changing a lot, and young people can adjust to this image, I guess, faster.
Yes.
So young people are getting new standards of education. So they're pretty well educated these days, and they actually take responsibility for the next generation. They recognize the fact that we have to build a sustainable energy sector. And more and more people below 35 years old are inclined to look at energy from scientific perspective. So they try to create new concepts for the energy industry. They try to find most energy efficient and energy saving technologies and they also do themselves a pretty energy efficient lifestyle. So young people from BRICS countries, especially from China, India, were actually a part of young people in the whole population is quite significant. So they're pretty talented ones, and they do quite a lot in terms of startups development. I've known also from you that there are lots of great initiatives about solar energy. This is also quite a fact for South African young people who are pretty much innovative in terms of launching their startups.
Yes.
And this is, of course, a case for Russia as well, because there are lots of resources of natural gas and also of fossil oil. And young people tend to think about opportunities, how to, let's say, make it, let's say, more energy efficient, and also how to make it low carbon. So to
Yes.
decrease emissions from the industries. And also it is a great initiative because it has driven to lots of emission reductions from the Russian energy sector.
Yes.
And talking about other areas, I haven't mentioned Brazil. There are lots of young people who are also doing quite a lot in terms of energy transition. I myself, with the BRICS YA community, I know lots of initiatives and also support from the state authorities, including the National Secretariat of Youth of Brazil and also the Ministry of Mines and Energy. So everybody is thinking a lot about that, and the role of youth is has been considered through the channels that have been established 5 years ago. By saying so, I mean BRICS YA.
Yes. No, that's very good. And I have a follow-up question. So, how do you see in the entire ecosystem of BRICS Youth Cooperation, how do you see Indian and Russian youth working together? Because both of our countries enjoy very good diplomatic relations. If one might say that our Indian and Russian relations are at their peak, they haven't been better as of now. They are better now, and this is the best era of Indian-Russian friendship, as our Prime Minister and President Putin always emphasize. So, in this very conducive environment, how can Indian and Russian youth work closer in realizing the energy transition and climate change goals?
They've been already working pretty close, I would say. If we take the statistics of the BRICS Youth Energy Outlook 2020, the largest part of our teams come from India. So universities like GIC College or Guwahati University or any other university from our list of, I guess, 10 teams from India. So this is quite a significant number of teams. And this is already the second year as we're cooperating with India in that at the broadest extent. Last year we also worked with University of Petroleum and Energy Studies, UPS, BEC,
Yes,
UPES.
UPS, yeah.
Yep. So I think that there are lots of prospects for cooperation between Indian and Russian youth. If we talk about some business initiatives regarding energy, there's also actually an access for broader introduction of common initiatives. As far as I'm concerned, there's going to be launched the International BRICS Business Incubator. This is a project that aimed at promotion and actually bringing the early stage projects to, let's say, the business level from all over BRICS countries. I guess that Russian and Indian young people would cooperate on certain projects, because I believe that only collaborative projects from BRICS countries can actually bring advantage to the whole BRICS level, because all interests will be accounted for by them. And talking about other activities, so right now I see that if we talk about this BRICS Youth Energy Agency official agenda, we think that we could collaborate on doing the next step of integration, like establishing the National Representative Office, what we've been talking with you, Subrahmanyam, lots of times, and this would actually contribute a lot to making the energy impact of young people a lot. It would be even more better considered by the governments, because there's going to be a team that pursues, let's say, interests of our energy cooperation, and by doing so, the voices of young people will be better heard. So that's what I
Yeah,
mean.
no, I fully agree with you. And we are very much hoping that the National Representative Office will be established very soon. Now, a couple of questions before we end. I want our viewers to know more about the BRICS YEA summit that has been happening successfully in the last 3 years. And I think before yesterday, I saw there is a summit. The date is also announced for this year's summit in October 2020. So, can you take us through the summit?
Yeah, we've got lots of fabulous plans actually for the summit. Although we're pretty much concerned that something might prevent us from making a real one, actually because of the COVID. But we still got all the scenarios. And as for the moment, we planned the real at the venue summit. So what we've got in our hands right now. There's going to be pretty lengthy summit this year, starting from the 10th till the 16th of October. We will be providing young people from BRICS countries with an opportunity to visit the International Energy Efficiency Festival Together Brighter, which will take place in the city of Saransk. This is in the middle of the Russia and the Republic of Moldova. And there's going to be established a really great program for young people about energy efficiency. We will be also working some working groups, meetings with leadership of the region, and also program events devoted to energy efficiency. And after that, young people will go to the capital of the Russian Federation, to Moscow. In Moscow, there's going to be, as we believe right now, a short sightseeing program devoted to, let's say, infrastructural plans, so something related to energy, just like we did last year with the City Energy Company. This is a large electricity transmission company in Russia.
Yes.
And it will all finish on the venue of the Russian most prestigious exhibition center, which is Manish, located next to the Kremlin, with participation of the leading leadership of the Russian energy sector, business and government, and also international guests like delegations of BRICS states, because as right now what plan is going to be presence from the official BRICS energy delegations. And we have also invited our youth authorities colleagues from BRICS countries to take part in that. So it's going to be a pretty large event. This year we hope to discuss more of SDG 7 agenda, affordable and clean energy for all. And we're also going to, we are planning to sign the NRO documents for 2 countries. I hope this will take place. Yes. Of course, there's going to be a meeting with the Russian Minister of Energy, Alexander Novik, and the Minister of Science and Higher Education. I guess, yep, and we will finish with quite a festive dinner honoring the end of this tremendous event. So I just want to outline it once again that BRICS YEA Summit has come a really long way from, let's say, ideas of ourselves, like yourself and my colleagues. And this year, actually last year, President Putin signed the event into the official program of the BRICS presidency of the Russian Federation 2020. So yeah, we did an amazing job, and it's proved that the venue is quite an efficient platform for collaboration of young people.
No, I always find it very amusing, or rather very interesting, that the kind of support you're getting from the government, especially under the leadership of President Putin, and also Energy Minister Mr. Novak, with whom I had the pleasure to interact with him while I was there during the conclusion summit of 2018. So very, very happy to hear that, and I hope we get a lot of Indian delegates also there, and hopefully I'll also try to make it this time. Finally, one last question to you before we wind up. So, what is your message for upcoming researchers and young energy enthusiasts in BRICS countries?
This is a difficult one. Well, about a message, I would say that if someone would like to do something, there is no actually an obstacle for doing a research. Even the COVID proved that if you're at home alone, yes, you've got your computer, or you've got your books, you've got yourself, you've got your brain, so you can actually spend the time most efficient for yourself and come out of the quarantine with the brightest ideas that can be not only sold commercially, but also contributed and like to the greatest scientific research centers and teams where you could actually build a nice career and develop yourself as a researcher. The researchers are the ones whom the future belongs, and young people with an understanding how energy functions, what should be done to make energy sustainable. So this is where young people could benefit from, and this is where young people should go to.
No, that's a very, very insightful message, I must say, that they can achieve and unlock their true potential, irrespective of all the challenges and roadblocks and impediments that they have. So with this, I would like to thank you, Alexander, again for accepting my request. You're doing a wonderful job, and I strongly believe, even when I started India Africa Youth Energy Forum, just before I came to Russia in 2018 October, that the youth, Einstein once said, you can't expect someone who created the problem to solve it. The climate change has not been created by us, so the onus is on us to solve it. And organizations like BRICS Youth Energy Agency are the main channels or media through which this change can be brought. And hearty congratulations to you and your entire team at BRICS YEA for the momentous work that you're doing. And I hope in coming days you will do more and more, especially for the BRICS youth in the countries, and also take India and Russia relations also one step ahead. And I hope my last foreign trip was 2 years back to Russia, and I hope I break it again with Russian trip now. And hopefully when things get settled, I can try to make it to the BRICS YEA summit later this year in October.
Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Bye. Bye.